a confession of a love that chose me and consumed me. I am Dumuzid, a shepherd, a king for a moment, and the man a goddess loved and destroyed. She is Inanna, desire, power, a storm that never asks if you are ready. I will tell you what it means to be loved by her and what it costs. When I first saw her, I did not know who she was. I only knew she did not belong to the earth. She stood in the field, and everything around her seemed to bend. The wind moved differently. The light followed her. I was only a shepherd. My hands knew soil. My life was simple. And still, she chose me. I did not seek her. I did not call her name. She came to me. When a goddess desires you, there is no place left to hide. She does not love quietly. She loves as if the world depends on it. She touched me as if I were made of fire, looked at me as if I were the only thing that existed. With her, I was no longer a shepherd. I became something else. She raised me, placed a crown upon my head, gave me a throne, a name spoken with reverence. I became a king. But no one tells you what that means. To stand beside a goddess, to live in her light and in her shadow. I loved her. In a way I did not fully understand, but over time something shifted. Silence between storms. Moments when she was not with me, even when she stood close. Her gaze began to turn elsewhere, downward, toward a place no one speaks of, the underworld, where no one returns. I did not stop her. I believed she would come back. Gods always return, don't they? But she did not. Time lost its shape. Days passed, but they meant nothing. People looked to me to rule, to remain strong, to continue. So I did. I sat on the throne, wore the crown, lived. Not because I had forgotten, because I did not know how to stop. And then she returned. I felt her before I saw her. The world tightened. The air shifted. She stood before me, the same and not the same. There was something colder in her, something that had not been there before. I thought she would reach for me, that she would find me again, but she did not. She only looked at me for a long time, in silence. And in that silence, I understood. She expected something from me, something I had not given her. Grief, destruction, emptiness. But I had survived, and that was my mistake. She did not scream. She did not accuse. She simply raised her hand and pointed at me. In that moment, I understood fear, not as a feeling, as truth. The demons came. I could not stop them. I ran. I hid. I begged. I called her name, again and again. The same name I once whispered in love, but her love was no longer the same. She had chosen me once. Now she was giving me away. They took me to the place she had escaped. The underworld is not darkness. It is absence. No sound, no time, no hope. Only existence without life. And there, I understood. Her love had never been quiet. It had never been safe, but the story did not end there. My sister came. She stood before my fate and offered what I could not. Sacrifice. A balance was made. Half the time I remain below, half the time I return. Now I live in a cycle. When I rise, the earth breathes, fields fill, life bursts open. That is me. When I descend, everything closes, cold, empty. That is her. Our love was never equal, but it was real. If you ask me whether I hate her, I do not. I would choose her again, even knowing the end. Because there is something you must understand. To be loved by a goddess is to lose yourself and become something more. I am Dumuzid, and I am the reason the world dies and is born again.